Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Ready to Love Season 4. I believe we're on episode 6. I hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing well. I do not believe the show came on last week, and I'm very relieved because I wasn't worried about no show, no way. I was in South Carolina. I didn't even think about it. I just wanted to spend time with my mother, my aunts, my grandmother, my last living great grandmother, okay, that I know of, child. Miss Maddie, she will be 90 in July, and I'm so excited. But she won't let me plan her party, y'all. She was acting real salty when I said something about having a party. So I guess we won't be doing that, but I'm really excited, and I was happy to spend time with all of them. It was my little sister's first Mother's Day. My little baby sister just had a baby. I cried and cried and cried, y'all, while she was at the hospital because she was my baby and now she's having a baby. It was just a lot for me, child. So I kept my little nephew. He kept me up all night, but it was all right. I love the baby. I do. So it was good. I was at home enjoying myself, and I have not had a free weekend yet. So what you're hearing and what you're seeing is me living the Instagram thought life. I don't have any furniture in this place. I just got a new place and I don't have any furniture. I got my bed, so the echoing is probably not bad, but I'm sure y'all can hear the echoes because it's empty. I'm living that life for real, okay? The only difference is I ain't got an air mattress, okay? So I ain't living it that tough, but I'm living it, right? And I just haven't had a free weekend to get anything done. I'm actually going to Atlanta in a couple hours. It's almost 1 a.m. and I'm doing this review. My flight leaves at 6:30. So, child, I don't know who I am these days. I'm not a hot girl for sure. I'm too old for that. I'm having a golden girl summer, if you will. So let's talk about what happened on the show. One thing I'm noticing about the show is that it's almost over. They said they were going to get it down to the bottom 3 couples, and we already almost there. And why don't they just keep it even? Why did they eliminate one guy instead of eliminating 2, like how the ladies had to do last week? I really don't like when they do this because it gets the women in catty mode where they start fighting over the man, and I just don't like to see that. However, I do understand that they try to do it that way because they want to kind of do a simulation of a real dating environment where we greatly outnumber the men, but it's annoying. It's just annoying, but I understand why they do it. So let's talk about what happened on the show. I done rambled enough. So, excuse me. Tommy tells them to think about who they like and who they enjoy and who's in their top, and everybody daydreaming, and he just like, all right, that's enough of that, boot them out, because I want y'all to go with your second option. So we got second option dates this episode. So Ron and Alexis go out, and I was just like, oh, Alexis, Ron ain't your number 1 pick. Actually, Jason had been her number 1 pick, and Ron is her number 2 pick. So her and Ron go out. I gotta admit, you guys, the date was really cute. I did have a few problems though. They go play putt-putt, and y'all know Alexis, she's so hot, child. Anytime somebody touch her, she can't get herself together. But I will say, when Ron picked her up in the beginning, I was just like, child, I do love to get picked up. See, that's my problem right there. But yeah, they played a little putt-putt. They looked cute. I thought they looked cute. They talk about kind of like who she is spiritually, and she's a loving God girl and a spiritual girl and all of that. And Ron is just like, I'm not really that type. I kind of got a wild past. I don't really have a spiritual past. And she was just like, well, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, but I'm not really worried about your past. When I see you, I see a priestly king. And I was just like, priestly? Do y'all see a priestly king when y'all look at Ron? I mean, I'm just asking because that's not what I see. Maybe y'all see that. But that's the vibe. That's the vibe that she gets from him. And so then she wants to know where she stands with Ron in comparison to Chris Ann, in comparison to her, because that's your normal type. That's who you normally like. And she expresses that her normal type was a type like an AJ, but she's trying to do something different, And Ron said that Chris is his normal type, but she's been the one. Alexis has been the one. Because I'm sorry, Alexis Fly Jones, I forgot to say her whole name. Alexis has been the one, and they've been talking a lot, and they've been talking every day, and they kind of been moving in that relationship type of way. It's just more depth with Alexis, and somebody that can really be there for him and help him to grow and give him more of a foundation. He was happy already when he came, but with Alexis, he sees there could be more, and the spirituality part, there's just more that he could probably get from Alexis that maybe he didn't realize before. So that is what he's seeing in her. I didn't mind Alexis asking what he liked about her. I kind of wish she wouldn't bring Chris Ann up, just kind of leave Chris Ann out of it, because it does make her look like she's being like, I mean, she already told us she was competitive, but I would never ask a man to compare me, to tell me what he likes about me in comparison to another woman. Although I in the real dating world, people are seeing other people. I probably would just come from a range of, well, what kind of things do you like about me? What kind of things, do you enjoy about me? Am I different from other girls you may have dated in the past? But like, to get, I guess because this is a show, you can name and call somebody out specifically to compare yourself to, but I don't know if I would have done it. Y'all can let me know what y'all think. Oh, y'all, what's funny about Ron is every time this is his normal laugh. He not nervous. He be sounding real smooth and real cool, and then he start laughing and he be like, I mean, I know I got an interesting laugh too, so I can't talk, but it was so funny to me. But I wish that the fellas, I want y'all collectively to come up with something else besides number one. Take notes from Kyra. Did y'all notice that Kyra never says who her number one is? It's always who's in her top. That's how you do it, baby. That's how you do it. Don't ever let nobody know their position. All right. I probably forgot something, but like I said, I was kind of, I don't know if I said it, I was kind of packing while I was doing my notes. So I did the best I could. Next we have Amber and AJ. Let me tell y'all, Amber said, you say go out with your number twos. I got a couple number twos I'm going to go ahead and go out with. So normally y'all know her and Chris had a very deep connection. But she is going to go out with AJ. She says that she's been kind of standoffish with AJ because she feels like AJ gives off the playboy vibes, that he wants to be chased, that he is used to women approaching him, and, he doesn't have to work that hard. He don't do no work. He just wants you to approach him. Now, listen. I don't know if y'all was feeling Amber this episode, but I was. I'll let you know that I was. I do think she is quite mature for her age, actually. But, she tells AJ, you just come off not approachable. You come off as arrogant. You come off as somebody that's cute and used to having girls come after you. And so you don't really put in the work. And AJ was just like, so you want me to work for it? And I like that Amber said, I will reciprocate. If you reach out, I'm going to give it back. I'm not just going to have you like, I think sometimes men think that, well, some women are like this, that you just want to be chase, and all the while you just evaluating if they good enough for you. Well, no. If you, come to me, then I am going to reciprocate the action, and then we just going to have, a back and forth exchange. It's not going to be just you constantly chasing and then me looking down at you like, I don't know, peasant. It's not going to be like that. Although I do know some women that can behave that way. Amber's not saying that that's what she's trying to do. I will meet you halfway, but it just seems like you don't want to put forth any of that. And I'm going to talk about AJ a little bit more when we get to this date with Kyra, but I was seeing some of Amber's point when she was talking to AJ. I'll just say that. AJ takes it, he takes it in stride. He don't mind hearing about himself. He was just like, okay, well, I can see your point, and I'm sure maybe some of the other ladies feel the same, so maybe I need to step it up. But remember that you said now, if I do the reaching, you said you was going to reach back, so just remember that you said that you were going to match the energy. That's what he tells Amber. So I don't know if he's going to approach Amber differently or not, or approach any of the other ladies differently. I guess we will just have to see. Okay, but he believes his confidence is being misread as arrogance. What do you guys think? What did y'all think about AJ? So Then Amber goes out with Joel. I said, Amber, you like a politician out here in these dates. She goes out with Joel, and Joel show up with all this baby. I'm not going to do the accent because I don't want to offend none of my New Orleans people that might be watching. So he come in with all this New Orleans talking. Y'all listen. How about I went out on a date like 2-3 weeks ago with this guy who was from New Orleans. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And I was really looking forward to the accent. Now, I had already talked to him before, but it was brief. So I was like, I think he was trying to play with me. So I think the accent gonna come out later. Y'all, he must have grew up in the suburbs or the outskirts or something. He don't have no accent. He didn't have Nam accent. I was so disappointed. I mean, that's not the reason I went out with her, but I was expecting an accent. Oh, but I had a good time. And I'm veering off, y'all. While we was out, we had went out after we went to dinner. We had went out to this little lounge. Y'all, guess who I saw? I saw David from last season. Y'all remember David that got kicked off? I seen David, and he was real cool, y'all. He was just walking around the lounge. He wasn't, how some people, they give you like I'm somebody, y'all need to look at me. Nothing like that. Had he not have kind of brushed me a little bit when he walked by, I wouldn't even have noticed that was him. Like when somebody bumped into me, I kind of looked, and it was him. I don't even think he realized he had bumped me because it was really crowded in there. And seeing as I was with somebody, I couldn't act like a groupie and ask for a picture, but I did kind of touch his arm. He walked by. Well, fellas, y'all know how y'all be grabbing our waist and whatnot. I was just like, let me go ahead and touch this arm real quick. But he is very, very cute in person. Not tall at all. Like, I had on heels and we might have been the same height. But he's not a tall guy. But y'all know I don't care about that. I'll be like, you short what them baby hands do. I told y'all about them hands. All right, I got off subject. Let me move on. So, Joel and Amber go out. He come in with his full New Orleans on. He want to give her a kiss on the cheek. And Amber just like, who else you done kissed with them lips? He was like, I ain't kissed nobody on the jaws. The jaws, a Jawl, the jaw, and he gave her a little kiss on the cheek, and she was just like, okay, if the date go well, I'm gonna give you one back. And the date actually went well. He tells Amber, listen, how do you feel about being with a guy, got 2 kids, I've been married before, and I'm 10 years older than you. And she was just like, well, I like children. I have a very nurturing vibe. I'm definitely not trying to replace their mother, but I do have a nurturing vibe, and Amber feels like she's very mature, so she doesn't feel threatened by his age. And Joel just keep it real. Look, a couple years ago, honey, you wouldn't see me chasing after no Ambers. I don't do no young girls, because a lot of times they don't be having their mind right and their mind together. I mean, she's 31 though. Is that young? I feel like I don't know, but whatevs. He said that a lot of times they don't really have their mindset together. They're not really straight with what he's trying to do. Amber says that normally her and Joel have a physical attraction to each other, but not so much a romantic attraction. But they seem to be a little bit more romantic. Joel was very romantic with her, and she was flattered, and she enjoyed herself, and he did earn that kiss on the cheek back. I do believe that Amber is very much wise beyond her years. It didn't surprise me that she was going to be accepting of his children, because remember, Amber was adopted, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with her acceptance of other children. Probably also has a lot to do with the fact that she is a little bit more mature as well. So, yeah, that's how their date went. It was pretty cool. And she gonna say she felt bad for kissing Joel on the cheek because she liked Chris. And I was like, child, we ain't got to be, these hoes ain't loyal. We ain't got to be loyal to nobody. These is not our men yet, okay? So it's a kiss on the cheek, child. Before COVID, we was kissing folk at church. Some of us, not me, but some folks was kissing, on the cheeks to other folks. So yeah, child. Yeah. Didn't Amber go out with somebody else, or that was it? I swear I saw her go out with 3 people. All right, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it was just them 2. All right, let's move on to her number 1, which is Chris. Chris shows up with the well, because he is meeting up with Chris Ann. Chris Ann said she was gonna give Chris a shot because she was kind of feeling him, but then it was just like, I don't really know because she just been focusing on Ron, but he had caught her eye, so they gonna go out on a date, and he come in, he real spiffy, y'all. I said, boy, you better have your clothing game on point if you gonna date Chris, but he'll probably dress you, so it don't matter. But they go out, him and Chris Ann, and he reads Chris Ann. He gonna read her energy. Y'all know how he like to do it. He was just like, I think you kind of like 70-30. Like 70, he's okay. 30, I don't really know. And she was like, yeah, you probably right. So she doesn't know if she's feeling him like that, but they do have a good conversation about their background. His dad didn't really want to claim him for years. Her dad, she didn't even really know, even though she was living in Italy, her mama just wanted an Italian baby. I want to meet this mama, because is it some... Child, let me not get to talking too much. But that was weird to me. Her mama wanted to get this baby off, so she didn't know her daddy for years, and she would be raised with her mother. Her mother is not a very loving type, not a very emotional type. She shows love by doing things for you and taking care of you, not really with affection and emotion. Chris asked how did this affect her relationships, and she was like, I don't do no relationships. I was like, well, there you go right there. That's how it affected it. Y'all, we all just need to get some therapy. Like, I understand. I was part of the single parent club as well. I still ain't got no therapy. But I was part of the single parent club for many years as well. But now that I'm grown, I can't be using that constantly as a cushion as to why I can't be darn near 40 now using that as a cushion as to why I can't function in the relationship now. Because I know the problem. I need to go on ahead and fix it. But maybe people don't want to right now. But yeah, it has affected her relationship. So either way, y'all, they 70-30, so it don't really matter. Let's move on. Jason goes out with Liz. Now, y'all, is Liz thick? I thought I saw something back there. I didn't want to keep rewinding it. But Jason and Liz go out, and I'm really worried. I don't know if Jason likes Liz for Liz or if he's just physically attracted to her. I'm very worried about that. But Liz seemed to enjoy herself with Jason. They do a lot of flirting back and forth. Y'all know it. Liz went ahead and hit him with the Holy Ghost. She say, now how you feel about this sex? Because I'm trying to get married. I'm not trying to be in a relationship for 8 years. What you think about abstaining? And he was like, I'm cool with abstaining. But it's going to be hard. But whatever you want to do. But it's going to be hard. And when a man says it's going to be hard, because I have had that said to me, that means he going to test you and see if you serious. And once he find out you are, he'll back up off you. But he going to try it. He going to... Don't let him spend the night at your house. Celibacy is, I'm not going to say easy because it depends on the person, but I do think it's easier when you're not seeing anybody and you're just focused on getting your own life together. Celibacy gets difficult when you are actively dating people, when you are actively in a relationship. You got to have somebody that's on the same page. So it's good that she asked the question beforehand. She asked if he normally dates other women because she is 40 and I think he's 36. And he was just like, child, you young to me. I was like, Jason, you better let her know this is a small thing to a giant. You are a young lady to me. And they actually share a little kiss on the Ferris wheel. I was just like, child, they matching? Did they plan this out? They got on like coordinating colors. I was like, David, baby. David gonna see that baby. He gonna stroke out. Let me not joke about strokes. That's a very serious thing. I apologize. We move on. All right. Kyra. Now, Jason is Kyra's number one. I did not know that. I thought that AJ was her number one. But she goes out with AJ because she keeps saying they got a history. I was like, child, y'all ain't got no history. Y'all ain't got no history. But I guess in regards to the show, they do. So, her and AJ go out, and AJ has a nice little dinner for them planned, and Kyra looks great. She looks great. I mean, does she... Y'all think she just work out? I want my body to be toned like that. But they go on a little date, and Kyra is telling AJ that something about their communication is off. So they play a little round of never have I ever cheated, never have I ever been in love, which leads into the communication talk. Now, Kyra did ask, does cheating in high school count? Baby, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. When you are a child, you do behave as a child. And that ain't even no relationship. That's a childhood friend, in my opinion. But, don't get me started because I'm trifling. So, they start talking about their communication. And Kira's just like, something, when I talk to you, it just seems like it's not right. And is that something that maybe didn't work in your other relationships? Like, how was the communication? And he was like, there were problems with the communication. And she expresses how the love languages and the way that they communicate has to be similar, because if I'm going through a rough time and I want to talk to you about it, and he was like, well, I know I'm the source, so why you having a hard time? It's not about you being the source, but if you all can effectively communicate with each other, I think is what she was saying. It was all kind of getting lost to me. I actually was getting confused myself. But he does admit that communication has been an issue that he has had in the past in relationships, so he knows about it. He talks about how growing up he was the oldest. Was he the only boy? But he was the oldest, and he doesn't really have a lot of interdependency on people, including in his relationships. He had a lot of autonomy very early in life. He was a loner. I can understand that, being the oldest. I get it. And so he just didn't, I guess he's to himself. He kind of marches to the beat of his own drum. I get that too. But I don't think that has much to do with his communication issues. I believe that AJ doesn't have a lot to say because he doesn't have a lot to say. I don't think he's, how can I put it? I think if you get AJ on the subject of music and producing, he has plenty to say because that is his lane. I don't think he's a conversationalist. I don't think he is, and I feel like I'm judging him because I don't know this about him. But when Amber said that he comes off as somebody who's used to being approached, I think AJ has been attractive most of his life, and he doesn't really have to do much for women to like him. He doesn't have to have a grand personality. He doesn't have to be even the flashiest dresser. He doesn't have to be humorous. He doesn't have to rely on his personality to get women. His looks traditionally have been enough. And a lot of times when you date guys like that, you be so enamored with how fine they are, which I'm not saying AJ is fine because I know some people don't think so. But he does have the look that a lot of ladies like. And so you get enamored with how attractive they are, and you find out they have absolutely no depth to them, like none. I remember I had went out with this guy, fine. And we were talking, and I was trying to find things about him that we could kind of collaborate on and we could talk about, because the conversation was dry. It was really dry. And he told me he'd like to read. I said, I like to read. So I was like, you into mystery, drama? Do you like romance even? Like, what you like? And he was just like, well, mostly I just read stuff for school. And I was like, so you like to do homework then? Because that's not liking to read. You don't read for sport or a hobby or anything like that. So needless to say, that really didn't work out to be anything, because he just didn't have any type of layers to him. And with guys, I know it's difficult. My friend has even said this is a very difficult thing. He used to date women, now he date men exclusively. But he did mention that this was one of those things, like a lot of women are very much layered. We like to talk about a range of things, and baby, we talk it. And it's not that we need somebody who talks just as much as we do, because I talk a lot, as y'all can see. But we do need people who, when we bring up a subject, that they can relate to us. And like Kyra said, communicate effectively about different things. And I don't think AJ has that. And I don't think he has it because he's never had to. I don't think it has anything to do with the single parent thing. I already told y'all, I feel like the single parent club, we just be blaming that too much for everything we got going on. And we could stand to, get our own self together in some ways. I'm not saying it was fair. I'm just saying at some point we gotta move forward. But that's what I think it is with AJ. Y'all can let me know what you think. Kyra tells AJ, because he does ask, that you in my top 3. I said, that's right. That's right, Kyra. Don't ever tell her what position they are. But AJ says he knows he has to take more risk and he knows he has to step out more because he's ready for that. He's ready for somebody who he can talk to. He's ready for somebody that's going to be supportive and have his back because he hasn't had that in the past. And I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, I think your relationships are a mirror. So if there's something that you're not getting from somebody, you have to ask yourself, do I give that? Or do I feel worthy of receiving that? Because that might be another reason why you don't get it as well. So maybe that was like a mirror situation he was having going on at the time. I don't know. AJ is AJ. He has a beard. Let's move on. Dietrich. Child, this is sad. Vernicia takes Dietrich out, and we find out that it was never Tressa, it was Dietrich. He doesn't have anything to say to anybody. He's not going to get that son with this kind of behavior. When they sit down and talk, you think the conversation is going to go well. At least I did. But they start talking about, Vernicia tells him he doesn't really open up. And she says that she's looking for a guy who is kind of like a leader, who likes to take charge. She's looking for a man, right? And Dietrich says being a man is subjective. To some people, being a man is paying all the bills, cooking, cleaning. I was like, child, that sounds like a maid. Oh, actually, a maid ain't paying all the bills, but that's a lot to be doing. And she was like, no, because I've been taking care of myself for a long time, but I just kind of want your support. I want your help. Like, pick up some slack for me around here. And Dietrich was like, well, do you think I have any of those qualities? And Vernicia said, yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's why I'm saying about the opening up part. I don't know if you have any of those qualities because you don't open up. And do y'all know he still don't open up? He actually moves it on to, well, I feel like you kind of intimidating a little bit. Like, you actually kind of scare me right now. And I don't know. I don't even want to eat no more. And she was like, how am I scaring you? I'm not, what did she say? I'm not hard. That's what she said. I'm not hard. I'm just no nonsense. I have zero tolerance. And he said, well, that's being hard. No, I don't think that's being hard. I think zero tolerance is making sure that people don't treat you like a doormat. And I think we could actually, not just women, we could all stand to have a little bit more of that. Because some of us are so desperate to have a date and to have a man and to have a partner, you'll let somebody trample all over you just to say you got them. So no, I do think there has to be a certain level where you say, no, you can't treat me like that. And that's what it sounds like Vernicia is telling him. But he says she coming off hard and he just want to walk her to the car. And she was like, okay, thank you. So, yeah, that didn't go too well. Now, this ending part, y'all, I didn't take no notes. So, it's all the old noggin, which is not good. And it's late at night. So, the ladies get back together. And Alexis, Fly Jones, girl, you trying to get a rise out of Chris saying, I don't want y'all to get catty. I really don't. But she talks about how Ron said that, I am his number one, and we went on a date and was talking about how close and stuff they were. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's just, it's all part of the game, I guess. Chris Ann says she ain't worried about it though. She still know that, Ron likes her. Amber says that she did have a good time with Joel. She was blushing a little bit, and Joel kissed her. She didn't say on the cheek. And poor Vernicia, y'all. She felt some type of way about that. She was hurt because she ain't got no kiss from Joel. But it was on the cheek, Vernicia, though, if that make you feel any better. Liz talks about the kiss she had with Jason, and Kira's just like, oh, excuse me. She thought she had that one in the bag. But Liz is creeping through the back door. Y'all, what happened to David? Didn't nobody take him out? Kyra talks about how she had a good time with AJ and that she got him to open up. Vernicia says she did not have a good time with Dietrich, and she do not know if that's going to be the one for anybody because he's not opening up. AJ ended up being in a lot of people's bottom as well. Chris was in a couple of people's bottoms, and Amber actually looked at Kyra and was just like, look, I let y'all bring up Chris, so let me bring up AJ. But they just not really sure about them. So they meet with AJ, they meet with Dietrich, and Dietrich is actually the one that ends up going home. AJ gets to stay. And Alexis Fly Jones, get it together, sis. You letting AJ push all up on you during elimination time. You can't get your words together. I was just like, this girl, if you don't get you a toy and get that off so you can quit acting hot everywhere you go, she act like she on Vitex or a Mecha Root or something. Are you taking some vitamins and supplements? Because your hormones are high. But, you know, she can't get herself together. And, child, AJ get to stay. We gonna see what he do. But y'all let me know what y'all thought. Like, comment, and subscribe. I cannot believe I've been talking for 30 minutes. Let me go, y'all. I appreciate it. Bye.